they can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep getting away with it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to RWBY Volume 9. This time, we actually have the episode title and description as of the release. The PARFAIT predicament, in which a dessert is assembled. So, let's run down some predictions for this episode. I think I said it last time, but I'm gonna say it again. Jean episode. Jean was trending on Twitter before the episode even dropped, like 30 minutes before the episode even came out. Jean was already trending on Twitter. Everyone is pretty dead set about Jean, and that mainly has to do with where they currently are. They're still in the Garden's Acre, and some of the other screenshots from the trailer are from the Garden's Acre that are most likely going to be covered this episode. And if that's the case, we're probably going to be seeing that marketplace that seems to be on the spiral water lily. And we know that the rabbit appears in the marketplace because of the trailer. And the rabbit is Jean's steed. So I'm thinking Jean this episode, but Jean as the Rusted Knight. I don't think we're going to be seeing Jean as Jean. We're going to be seeing Rusted Knight Jean. I don't think that we're going to see Jean as himself for quite some time. That might be an end of volume thing. Additionally, this is something I pointed out yesterday or the day before, which is, what if when Weiss, Blake, and Yang get bigger from the parfait, what if they get too big? Because that was a thing in Alice in Wonderland too. Aside from just getting tiny, she would also have gotten much bigger than what she needed to be in that scenario. So I feel like that might happen. I feel like they might get too big. They might have too much of the Grogurt parfait, and they end up a mile high. And as for our other character that's been kind of in a weird limbo state, I think I'm manifesting her to appear. Brown, pink, white. And also, it's an episode about desserts. She's based on ice cream. Come on. And I think there's a possibility the Jabberwocker could be in this episode anyway, because it's in that night sky that the Garden's Acre has. So maybe we get to see the Jabberwocker and Neo. I don't know yet. How long is this episode? 16-minute episode. This is the shortest episode so far. Interesting. And it's supposedly Edge City, according to Casey, and according to Aaron, it's a good day for theorizers. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it in 3, 2, 1, now.
I'm so glad the four of you are still the four of you. Not always the case in the ever after.
You're the one who ditched us in the first place. Which, by the way, was how we ended up in that mushroom house to begin with. You know, where that delirious caterpillar guy tried to drug us and then was swallowed up by a freaking hole in the ground?
yes.
She's
yes.
so mad.
Alex had a similar reaction the first time she saw someone return to the ever after, but it's not how it seems. Well, I suppose it is. But not the way you think, if you think like Alex. Which it seems like you do. Aha. We're here.
What did that comment mean? What did that mean? Return to the ever after. What did that mean? The first time Alex saw someone return to the ever after. What does that mean? You're already in the ever after. You can't return to somewhere where you already are. I don't think.
Better run.
So, Cat, going to explain to us how a giant caterpillar disappearing into a hole isn't how it seems?
When we break or wear out or simply finish what we were made to do, we're called back. But Herb, his heart was too weak to listen, so I gave him a little bit of mine.
Is he dead?
Oh, no. Well, maybe a little bit, but not at all.
Ugh, which is it?
Now that Herb's properly returned, he'll be fixed up nice and made into the Herb he wanted to be when he was still Herb. Then he'll come back and find his purpose. Could be the same as before, or maybe not.
When Herb comes back, will he remember anything?
What would be the point of that?
Yeah, Jean is not going to remember anything about being Jean. Jean, when he shows up as the knight, is not going to remember anything. That was already the general theory, but like we just got the confirmation now that if Jean is the knight, he is not remembering anything about being Jean.
Just like Alex, you lot. I know, where you're from, things die. But we're just not like you at all. We ascend. Herb will have a purpose again.
That's impossible. Things have to die someday. Right?
Well, goodness, no. Though I suppose there is a creature. No. That's not the sort of thing you talk about in polite company.
Jabberwocker. Hey, it's the bird!
Wait,
Hot, fresh,
so
right out of...
what happened to Herb? Is that what happened to the king?
Come on, try our mud cookies. They're delicious.
It was all very sad. The Red King couldn't cope when he lost to Alex. A crying mess. Thankfully, he was called back and fixed up. And now he's the prince you met.
Fixed up. The prince was worse.
The prince isn't supposed to be nice. He's meant to play the game and win. No matter what.
So that's why he cheats when the Red King didn't. But that still doesn't explain why the Red Prince was so much meaner.
While the prince may not remember Alex's deception after ascending, the heart very rarely forgets.
But there was nothing about ascension.
Blake's about to mention that there was nothing about ascension in the Ever After, which means either Alex omitted it, it got removed in some later edition of the story, or she never experienced anything like that. There are three possibilities. So the heart still has the possibility to remember. I'm worried about what that means for our knight friend in rusted armor.
In the story.
Of course not! Exposition is terribly boring. Even this conversation was, on the whole, rather tedious.
I wonder what else Alex left out.
Well, to make a grow good parfait, one needs a bushel of grumpy ivy, one good-sized spicy potato, the lint off a griffin's sweater. Ethel's dragons and more should have that, which is right next to...
I'll never remember all of that.
No, I can procure those. But there's another ingredient we must have that's only available on the 3rd level. Some nose hair from a leprechaun. What if you retrieve that while I go get the rest?
Sure, I guess so.
Wonderful. Look for the teapot lady. She'll have it. Now off you go.
Like,
Guess I'd better go with the cat so they don't get distracted by a shiny doorknob and never come back.
I'll go with you.
Get me as far away as possible from any nose hairs, please.
I'll go with you, Ruby.
Nice try, kitty.
But we're coming along.
gotta keep him on track. Just lost all your stock.
Onward!
And upward. Yep.
Teapot lady. Teapot lady.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that I was also thinking that the blacksmith lady could show up. It seems like we're about to see her, finally. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There are 10 of those things. So, the fact that there's another one right there is not that surprising. I still want to know where the body is, though.
Does that one interest you?
I thought this was lost forever. How do you have it?
Nothing. No one is ever truly lost.
There's that scythe.
And what of you? Are you lost?
No. I just... My friends went somewhere else.
You're doing this all alone?
Ruby, I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Are you her guide, little one?
Yes, Ruby is my friend, and I want to help her get home. Even though I don't know where that is or how to get there.
You seem to be carrying a rather large burden with you.
Okay, well, we're looking back at that scythe. The scythe that has the trigger in the wrong spot. Because that would imply that you shoot it from the other end. Which is what Ice Queendom did, to be fair. I really like that they didn't include the reverb effect in the trailer, because it's making this have a much different dynamic and feel from what the trailer gave us. Because the trailer, the lines were already very ominous. But this is just scary.
I'm fine. I can handle it.
If you change your mind, you may choose any one of these you like and set your burden down.
I already have a weapon. I did.
And yet, here you are, searching for something else that you do not even know.
Ruby? Who are you talking to? Did you retrieve the nose hair?
Come on.
Was that Summer Rose? I have chills. Was that Summer Rose? Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, I kind of thought that's where they were headed, but oh.
Try our mud cookies. They're delicious. You don't want to miss them.
Well, no, not just yet. But Ruby, come on. We got everything else. I'm sorry.
Is that the teapot lady?
Best mud cookies you've ever had.
Welcome to Babies and Things. How can I help you?
Looking for nose hairs? No, not the ogre ones.
Whoa, a best.
I thought there was an attack. Everything has been so stressful. I thought it was an attack.
Jabberwocker! It's a Jabberwocker!
Or not.
Wait, please! We need those leprechaun nose hairs!
No time!
Here, I'll give you this. It carries a mother's promise.
Take it!
This is exceedingly bad.
Wait, what's a Jabberwocker?
It's a truly terrible creature. If the Jabberwocker eats one of us, we do not ascend.
Okay, I see. Blake, you're the one who first name-dropped the Jabberwocker. I don't think you should be the one asking what it is. I think, if anything, you should know.
How do we make the parfait thing?
Toss everything in here. But be careful. Eat too much and we'll have to shrink you back again. And that's a
I told you.
completely different potion.
I told you.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much.
Run!
What's he doing here?
I gave him something new to do for the moment. Now go! Your friends need to get big again, or we're Jabberwocker dinner!
So the cat can just reassign purposes at a moment's notice, huh? That's good to know. There he is.
It's the rested knight. Get the parfait!
He still has Croaky Amores, even though it's broken. That's still his regular sword. That was not the real Jabberwocker. That was Neo.
Neo? Huh?
What? There's only supposed to be one.
In Neo.
What? Run! This way!
Ruby, come on!
Go! We'll hold them off!
Since when can Neo make illusions that have sound? That one is new. That's a new one. She hasn't been able to do that before.
I'm so tired of leaving places in ashes.
None of you have noticed yet?
I can't believe it. The Rusted Knight. In person.
You did good, Juniper. Team Ruby. You finally made it.
I am shaking. I am shaking right now. Hold on, go back. So I was right. My theory was right that Jean, even though he fell last, he ended up in the Ever After first. He remembers. He remembers them. Now, is that just because of, like, the heart never forgets, or did he get to keep his memory when he became the knight? I mean, I'm kind of... Yeah, there's rust on the shield, but I mean, the two moons were still visible. He looks rough. And I'm not just talking about the armor. I'm talking about... How old is he now? Jean has aged up, like, I don't know, at least like 10 years. Has he been in the Ever After that long? Will say, thank you, RWBY, for getting rid of his banana hair. Thank you for that. We're finally back to the mop. And it's a longer mop and he even has a ponytail. Y'all have been setting that up since y'all were waiting since volume 4 to give him a ponytail. As that gets brought up in conversation there. This is gonna probably be the one worth rewatching the most. So, how many of my predictions were right? For this episode. All the scenes that I said that would be in this episode were in it, including the Jabberwocker. Neo isn't in it, but she is influencing it in some fashion. I was right that Jean fell last, but ended up in the Ever After first. I want to see their reaction again. Yeah, the sudden, huh? Oh, I'm getting Blake and Jean interaction this volume. Oh, yes, I am. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't because of Jean being the knight. But I'm getting it. I'm getting them interacting this volume. They technically did just interact, but so my Jean is holding the Relic of Destruction theory. That's just gone now. That is just not even close to correct. But there is still the possibility that this is the Relic world. Especially because of the 2 cyan puffs of smoke that we see in the opening. Just saying. So does RWBY find out next week? Does RWBY find out next week? The one little detail that Weiss has been withholding about this whole thing? I bet we find out. I bet we find out. So I was right that there is the possibility of them getting too big, but we didn't actually get to see it. But it makes sense that that's a possibility. All the Alice in Wonderland stuff going on. Yeah, like this is the biggest surprise to them because they had no idea that Jean fell too. And Weiss probably thought that he made it to Vacuo, but instead he fell and he got there so much earlier. Than everyone else. To the point that he's basically middle-aged now. Yeah, this is probably why they told Kara that White Knight will not happen. There's no way that ship's gonna happen anymore. Because he's like 30 now, and he's looking rough. He's looking rough. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out next week. This is our halfway point. 5 more episodes to go. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. This is the theory that I've talked about a little bit. I'm going to pose it here. I'm going to pose the video here. Or the theory here on this video. That falling between the acres, because there's obviously room between the acres, you fall between the acres, you end up back on the beach. You just restart back at the beach. Was that actually Summer's weapon? Or was Ruby projecting? Scared. I'm scared. He called the rabbit Juniper. He called the rabbit Juniper. Oh. If he has been there, the 10 years that I'm posing that he did, that's 12 years. 12? 11. That is 11 years for him since Pyrrha died. And 11 since he met all of them. Assuming the 10-year thing is right. Oh my. Are we going to get it? Okay, I feel like we have to get some flashback. I feel like we have to have like a flashback. Because I imagine what we could get is a flashback to the moment that Jean kills Penny. But instead of focusing on the Cinder and Winter fight, we get the moment where twice what happened. And then we get to see him fall, and we get to see it from his perspective. That's what I'm thinking next week might be. Okay. I'm gonna collect my thoughts and discuss this elsewhere, outside of the video. Remember, if you want to see the episodes the week of, if you want to see my reactions the week of, join the Discord. The link will be in the description below. This is a wild episode. Do all the algorithm YouTube stuff, and I will see you maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, depending on when the other thing I'm planning on reacting to comes out, because it's supposed to be this weekend. So depending on that will be when that reaction happens. But for now, bye-bye.